So what I want you guys to do is I want you to pull out a piece of paper, scratch a piece of paper. Do I need to get you some?
Please.
Okay. Crunch up.
Mother truck of almighty. Are you recording now?
Yes, I am.
Sorry.
That's okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to write down every word that you can think of that you yourself associate with animal behavior.
Like what we think.
What you think. This is all what you think is associated with animal behavior. I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to do this.
Oh my gosh.
Good deal.
Was this like what we went over?
It's what we started on Thursday.
Thursday. Do we not have school Friday?
Or, no, we did this on Friday. Did we do this on Friday? We did this on Friday.
Friday we had
I ate with my buddy on.
That's right. So it was Thursday. So we started this a little bit. We didn't really go over different animal behaviors, but we're gonna really get into it today. And you don't have to write sentences. You can just write a list if you want. That's fine with me. I saw you writing, so I'm helping you out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make this on the desk. So,
Okay.
we have about 4 more minutes.
I don't even know if I'm doing it. Like I.
Just make a list.
Is that right though? Like am I doing somebody's.
Whatever this is, what you think. Anything you think.
Mine's a little random.
That's
but
okay.
it
That
works.
is totally okay.
I'm just gonna, this next, like, when I took it, I'm just gonna, like, add to it.
That's fine. That'll work. Because we'll make a list of all the work. Abby?
Yeah.
You done with your list?
And I'll add on to it because I don't know, like, when I talk, it'll come out.
It'll come out. You're different.
It does.
We'll try and think of more. I know you can think of a lot more. And how they act. What do they do
Yeah, that's.
in different
what-
situations?
It's like what we talked about with, like, their, like, aggressiveness. Okay. And that's where, like, around others comes in with aggressive. Okay.
That works. Take about another minute. Look around, see what you can find. All right. All right. Looks like everybody kind of at a standstill. Stop. So Abby, what are some of them that you put down, that you wrote down?
It's how they act towards others, like reactions, body language, aggressiveness, calm, spooked, I don't know.
Aggressiveness. That helps if I spell right.
I spelled
You
it
had.
wrong.
What else did you have? You have calm, spooked.
I don't know.
Any of those you want to put up there?
I'll talk though.
Fight. Okay. Fight or flight. So I'll put those up. Anything else, Hunter?
Hey, I
That's
think
all I have basically.
Basically all you had. Okay. Liz, what did you have?
I had defensive actions, if they run away, stay, fight, aggressiveness, and then communication.
Defensive. Communication. What else?
If they run away, actions.
Okay. Chuck, what'd you have?
All I have is
What you have is up there. Which would be
defensive, scared, fight.
defensive, scared, and fight. So different words that we associate with animal behaviors. Do you know there are 10 major animal behaviors that we focus on? That we could categorize these into. You guys want to give me one? Try and guess. A couple of them.
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight. So what do you think that would fall under?
like, fight.
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want me to put them out there?
yeah,
Okay.
we can just put
Like,
Alright. So, our first one. We've talked about that when we were talking about reproductive systems and how animals work to reproduce. This also goes along with it.
first.
What is maternal?
Go check.
What's that? Your mom. Your mom is your maternal side. So when we talk about behavior, what would maternal be?
on your mother's behavior.
Mother behavior, how the mother behaves.
Yeah.
Different situations like that. So the next one, communicative. Abby, you said communication.
I did? No, I didn't.
Oh, Liz, sorry.
I didn't.
How do animals communicate? Birds, yeah. Make noises. How do cows communicate with their cats? They move. Pigs,
They move. They oink.
they oink. Goats and sheep.
They bow.
Make all these really cool noises. Farm animal noises. There's some really cool ones. My nephew makes the coolest farm animal, or the coolest pig noise. I'm kidding you, it's hilarious. You guys love to talk to one another. What would you call that? You're being social. So, animals have social instincts. When you think about animals, cows travel in what?
Birds.
Wolves travel in what?
Birds. Facts.
Packs. So they're social animals. They don't like to be alone. Can you think of an animal that likes to be alone? That is a single herd animal?
Cheetah.
No.
Yeah, cats.
Nuh-uh. Because we watched that science.
Not all.
The travel.
Not all do, but think about like mountain lion.
Yeah.
They're typically by themselves. They're
It's
a lone
mostly the
animal.
hoof animals that travel together.
Mostly cloven hoof animals or hoofed animals travel together. So, what about when you get hungry? What would you call that? Like if an animal's hungry.
Angry.
Hangry. They want food. So we have feeding instincts.
Oh, I thought it was really angry. No, me too. I was like, sweet.
That would be, angry. We all get angry. That's why we eat a Snickers, right?
I am angry right now.
Why we eat a Snickers.
You're not you when you're hungry.
You're not you when you're hungry. So, we were just having this discussion about Forrester's son. He has been having some really bad diarrhea.
Oh, Jonathan.
All of Zeke, actually.
All over his crib this morning. It was disgusting.
It's disgusting.
We had to open all the windows to air out the house.
Ugh. Rough.
Look at
So-
me, they call me.
Sounds good. We call that, I gotta make sure I spell this right. Eliminative.
I don't know.
Eliminative.
What does that mean?
So, what's the base word of that? Eliminate. When you go to the bathroom, you're eliminating.
You're not just.
Digest, yeah, you're eliminating what you digested, what you metabolized, different stuff like that. What do you call a building in a storm? Starts with an S. Shelter. So next one, shelter-seeking behaviors.
Storm.
Shelters.
Pigs,
Or huts.
huts. When do they go into their huts?
And there's a storm coming.
When there's a storm coming. What kind of storm?
Mostly like that.
Hailstorms, maybe some snowstorms, windstorms. What do they do when it gets hot?
They go in their hut.
Do they go in their
No,
hut?
they don't. They stay outside of the hut.
In the mud.
Well, no, sometimes.
Yes, they do. They.
No, pigs shouldn't be in mud. That's not. It's not good for them.
But their natural instinct is to go into the mud
Or
because the
burrow.
mud helps to cool them down.
They dig.
They dig. Alright, so think about, are any of you scary movie fans?
No,
Like watching
kind
scary
of.
movies?
Yeah.
Scary
Oh,
movie.
that's what
Andre.
So you always have that one person that has to go and find out what's going on. What are they doing?
See,
They're seeking, what else? Starts with an I.
investigate.
They're investigating. So you have investigative behaviors.
Yeah.
People, that's a typical example. They hear something strange or they see something that's,
Running head, you're like,
yeah, you go and investigate.
Yeah.
Like when somebody shows up to your house and thinks that they should try and scare you and you're not home and your little brother sees it. He goes to investigate. Thanks, Abby.
You all know you know how to pick up the shotgun. Pull out the shotgun.
My brother thought it was a tree wrench.
It was a tree branch. Pull out the shotgun out of
So you did have a tree wrench.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is a bit of an actual definition of it. What did I do with my papers? Okay, hold on a second. So this one, I don't expect you guys to know what it is. It is I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right. Allomemetic. It's really confusing. Really big word.
What does that mean?
It is also the same thing. So, to give you an example of what this particular behavior is. You heard the old saying, if you go jump off a bridge, if somebody jumps off a bridge, are you gonna do it?
If Billy jumps off a bridge, are you gonna jump off or something?
Yeah. Are you gonna do the same thing? Doing the same thing. That's what that word means.
Like, cubs to their mom. If their mom crosses the river,
Exactly.
the cubs that cross the river.
It's like cats.
Exactly. They're gonna follow. They do the same thing. So, cattle. One animal heads to water. The others are going to head to water. It's a really cool concept. And there's one more behavior. This one you probably won't know either. Maladaptive. You have any idea what that word means?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adaptive.
We've heard that.
But what's the word mal mean? Think of like malnutrition.
Oh,
Malnourished.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Didn't we-
you're adapting to like
You're
the
not.
source of food you have, or
You're not.
You're not adapting. So, not adapting. Weird behaviors. Cannibalism. Cannibalistic. When animals become cannibals, such as pigs.
Or humans.
Pigs can
Oh my
become
gosh.
cannibals.
Did you hear about that old man? Have you ever heard that story? There's an old man that climbed out of the car.
Oh yes, and they ate. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So they aren't adapting to a certain situation, so they show weird behaviors
By eating
By-
one another.
by eating one another. Chickens do it. Pigs do it. Those are the two primary animals
I
that
know
will eat.
chickens do it.
Especially like there's this one breed that we had, they're like a buck something, and they'll like eat other chickens, like,
It's really weird.
yeah.
It's kind of creepy.
It's
So you kind of have to watch them and make sure that they don't do that kind of
We
stuff.
had to separate
So,
fish.
I want you to go back to our the reproductive stuff. Parturition. Think about animals when they're getting ready to breed. What are some of the things that would fall, some behaviors that they exhibit?
Aggressive?
They can become aggressive.
Yeah, they can.
They can. So typically the males will. I'd like you guys to write these down as well on that piece of paper.
Wait, I didn't leave a number up.
Write them all. Or we're grabbing
Why
another
did
piece.
you not leave?
Or right, really small.
So, what's on the board?
He did it differently.
So, males become aggressive. What else?
Communication, because they call to each other.
So they can call to each other.
Bulls do that, like you will hear them in the morning doing it.
Like elk bugling.
Yeah,
You guys ever heard an elk bugle?
it's pretty sick.
It's such a cool sound. It's awesome.
It's even cooler when you see the elk like 20 yards away from you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Have you guys heard this word?
Yes.
Pheromones. What are they?
Like hormones.
They're like hormones. It's a chemical that is released.
Like
Yep. Chemical that's released to show that an animal's ready to mate. Typically, it's going to come from the female, like in cattle, horses, and goats. That pheromone is released normally through urine. Have any of you seen a mare that's in heat? When a stallion gets close, she'll start to urinate, but she's not actually fully urinating. She's releasing those pheromones through urination. Animals are kind of cool. They're really strict how they do that kind of stuff. What else can we think of with sexual behaviors? So this is kind of an old term that a lot of people used to use when you were trying to date somebody. You guys heard the term courtship? Like I'm
Yes.
courting that person?
People still do that.
People still do
Like
that.
certain religions.
Yep. I mean, we all do in some way, shape, or form try to court another person, try to date somebody. Courtship is a term that's used in animals, or in animal science. So with courtship, different animals are going to exhibit those different behaviors when they're going to mate. So maternal, I want to move on to maternal instincts. What are some maternal instincts that you can think of today? Think of any animal. Maternally, what are they going to do?
Like, feed their young.
Feed,
Yes, I can't
Yep.
remember the word.
nurse.
Yes.
We'll go with nurse. They are, that's for sure. What about, so let's take cattle for example. A coyote or a wolf is coming towards cow.
Protect.
Protect, they go into defense mode.
Mall cows.
Are
Absolutely.
scary when they have cats.
I saw that the other day.
It was really sad because there's 3 coyotes, a mama cow and a calf, and they were like, that's quite obvious.
It is, yeah. It's kind of crazy. How does a cow or a goat or a sheep know that that particular baby belongs to them?
By their smell, right?
Their smell. How do they distinguish that smell? How do they, from
Their
parturition to that point of weaning, how do they distinguish that smell?
I thought it was like when they're born.
Okay, you're on the right track. It's exactly right. Afterbirth. So the placenta, the birthing fluids. That's why it's never a good idea to fully dry off a calf if it's cold, because they need to be able to smell that animal to make that differentiation and distinguish.
And that's
Between different
why
calves.
that's why they skin dead once and put it on another. Oh, ha ha.
Oh,
makes
good point. What should we call that?
I don't
Starts with a G. Kind of like drafting, but it's grafting. Yep,
Kind of like crafting, but crafting.
drafting.
Oh,
So
that
grafting.
works too.
We graft calves onto another cow.
Yeah.
Let's see, there was something else in here.
Does this go into that science?
This does kind of go into vet science a little bit. This is really kind of cool stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stuff you really like.
that science. I know it's me, James, and Trey.
You, James, and Trey, and Sarah Kate.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move on to communicative. How do animals, we talked about how animals communicate. Why would animals start to communicate?
They're neat or.
They're neat. So, baiting,
Oh, alert.
alertness, absolutely.
Wouldn't it like calling like to their young or find one another like
Just
they're
talking.
lost? That's alert,
Yep.
right?
So finding one another. I'm gonna
Or
put finding the herd.
Johnson's when he goes out to feed them, they get all alarmed up and they're like they go crazy because they're hungry.
How do they know he's coming to feed them?
The smell.
The smell.
Or
Does he call to
they
them?
hear,
They associate different sounds, right?
Yeah.
So for example, we feed our cattle hay out in the pasture during the winter. They hear the tractor coming.
Yes.
Yeah,
They know
that's
they're
what I
getting
was
fed
just-
and they come running to the tractor. So sound associations.
Come on, Chuck. I know you know this stuff. It's coloring.
Can you think of anything else that would go into how animals communicate? How about smell?
They don't smell, they don't like.
They don't smell, if they smell something they don't like, they're gonna turn away or they're gonna fight it. There's a lot of different things that they will do through smell. Smell is a very big communication key with animals. Think about yourself. When you smell something that maybe isn't so wonderful,
Like your jersey. Oh my God.
you tend to tell somebody that they don't smell good. Liz, didn't tell somebody they don't smell good.
No, okay,
You guys
so
all
I
have
got me just now, but that's
Oh.
yeah, but
No, I switched.
okay, I traded in my jersey instead of Whitney Christensen's, and I had to wear a huge jersey during track yesterday.
Oh,
so.
bummer. That's
I
not
got
good.
second in a mile, 12 girls.
Way to go. Okay, so social behavior. What are we going to talk about when we talk about social behaviors in livestock?
They tend to, when it's like, when flies are really bad, they tend to, kind of ball up and use their tails together basically as one big tail.
So they can become a defensive unit.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You haven't?
Yeah,
I have.
yeah.
So again, going back to that predatory response.
They will cut up when it's cold.
They will. So when it's cold, this is a great example. How about when there's a storm, a rainstorm, lightning?
Oh, they start hurting me.
They herd up immediately.
And all the calves in the middle.
They do. And sometimes, this is a really terrible thing that happens, but they'll move to a fence. They're wanting to find shelter. So we'll go into shelter seeking. They want to find shelter, so they start moving to where they know shelter is. Sometimes that's up next to a barbed wire fence. Lightning strikes, hit that barbed wire, it'll kill them. They herd of cows. There's,
They're all touching.
yeah, because they're all touching, and they're right there within proximity of where that lightning strike hits. Even if it hits down the fence, it's still going to travel. Electricity's traveling down that barbed wire fence, and it's going to take out an entire herd. I know of somebody who actually lost 30 head of cows
Oh,
that's,
because of that
That'd be a
happening.
bad
that's
day.
a lot.
It's a low, yeah, it's a huge amount of money. The economics of agriculture. It's insane the different things that can happen. What about when two bulls or two cows or two rams, two of anything start to fight? What are they doing?
What's it called? Dominant.
They're establishing dominance. Why?
So they could be the leader and they can find the right
Exactly.
Chow.
When females are doing it, you can actually have a herd cow. She'll be the dominant cow, the one that always leads the pack, or leads the herd to where it needs to go. She's the one that all the others and submit to, pretty much.
We used to have one, and she would always get out of the fence, and it's the same exact cow every time we have it.
Yeah, they're wonderful when they do that. We've had some that have done the same thing.
Just want to get rid of it.
Okay, so moving on to feeding. Now, when we talk about feeding, what type of animal is a cow?
Cattle.
Starts with, so their digestive system, what is it?
Oh,
Ruminant.
Ruminant. What about a horse? Or us?
the babies.
They're,
Horses would be.
I can't think they-
No, horses are actually, they are not. They're a simple stomached animal.
So they have two. I know. They're like,
Horses have one stomach.
no, like the two digestion.
Digestive tract. It's pretty much same exact thing as what we have. Starts with an M. First, mono,
Yeah.
gastric. Yep. So you need to understand the difference between ruminant and monogastric to understand feeding behaviors. So think about a cow or a goat, anything that's a ruminant. They digest that food, but then what happens? It goes down and then
It goes back up.
they regurgitate it and they start chewing on that already digested food. It's gross. It's so gross, but it's so cool. See
Horses
cows,
do that?
horses don't.
Like cows. I'm
Cows, so remember, cows have 4 compartments to their stomach. You'll hear people say it's 4 stomachs, but essentially it's 4 compartments to one stomach. The rumen, the abomasum, the omasum, and the reticulum. So the food goes into one of the stomachs, they gurgle it, they regurgitate it, they chew it, and then they redigest it again.
That's disgusting.
So they're actually, part of the reason they do that is to get more nutrients out of that feed.
Huh.
So cool. Like you get really into this animal science, all of the feeding stuff and all of that. It's awesome. So, chewing their cud or how they ingest food. So ingestive behaviors. What else can you think of that might fall under feeding?
Eating habits, like they part of the pasture that they fed on for a while.
Absolutely.
We'll go to another part that has more food.
Or the opposite can happen too. Cattle like to graze in low-lying areas. That's typically where your water's going to run to, where you're going to have the most lush green grass, is in those low-lying areas. They also like to stay close to water. So cattle will actually not go more than 3 miles away from water typically. But you have goats and sheep that will go about 7 miles, 7 to 8 miles. They will go a long ways.
But they're really smart.
They're really smart,
Yeah.
but they don't
Smart
require
or stupid?
they don't require quite as much water as what a cow is. Did you know
How
that?
does this keep going?
I thought it was Forrester.
I heard Forrester too. Did you know that cattle will actually graze 4 to 9 hours a day? Goats and sheep will graze 9 to 11 hours a day.
I think that should be a sheep because I eat a lot, and I think it'd be nice to just.
Actually, not a bad thing to graze
Yeah.
throughout the day.
Fast for
So not bad at all.
After water would eat now.
I'm gonna graze for something.
I should start watching what I'm eating too.
I'm not eating it.
Yeah, to all 100.
So-
pounds.
All right, let's go back to feeding. When do you think cow normally calve? What time of day?
No. Don't they do it 3 or 4 times a day, right? More than that.
There's a typical time frame. Thinking of like daytime versus nighttime.
Oh, daytime.
Really? Think they
No,
give?
No.
They
It depends
typically-
on when they're born, right?
Doesn't really depend on where they're born.
When?
A lot of it.
No, wait.
What?
A lot of it depends on when they're fed. So if you feed an animal in the morning, it's pregnant, they're actually gonna calve at night.
Oh.
Their stomach. Think about their stomachs. They're digesting everything.
Cammy and I were driving, and we saw this cow giving birth, and she just walked over to me.
Probably.
Yeah, I know.
There's probably a first calf heifer. They don't. First calf heifers don't generally have quite the maternal instincts of older cows.
She just like walked away, and Cammy and I, we wanted to stop. We wanted to stop and go
It's-
so bad.
You want to tell the cow
back, yeah.
That's
Good luck
totally
with
awesome.
that.
That's
Totally
why,
works.
that's what Bertha did. She had twins, but she she would abandon the other one and take the other one. And so we had to take, the other one inside and take care of it.
So their maternal instincts aren't quite kicking in.
Yeah, she sucks at being a mom, like she hates it. Bertha. My goat, that big
So-
tree. No, dang it.
To go back to feeding, my family, we feed our herd at night, every night during calving season. They get fed about 6 o'clock at night.
So they feed the cows.
So they tend to calve when? 6, 7 morning to mid-afternoon time. Typically is when they're gonna calve. We see most of our calves hit the ground early morning, early to mid-morning. Yeah, they fall into the ground. That's where that term actually probably came from. So, eliminative. Talking about eliminating fecal material. Abby, where do your pigs normally go to the bathroom?
In this one little section.
One little section. So
Oh, there's
they,
two. It's
they find this one spot that they're actually going to go to the bathroom at.
Every time.
Where do your chickens normally go to the bathroom at?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's just
So, most animals don't pick one location to go to the bathroom at.
They'll literally just walk around. Like it's.
So cows, horses, goats, sheep, chickens, any sort of poultry is going to go anywhere. They're going to defecate anywhere. Pigs
oh my gosh. There's
find one spot.
a corner.
It's usually a corner. They find one corner,
It's all the
and that's where they're
pigs.
going to go to the bathroom.
It's all the pigs.
And you have to go and dig it out, and it gets really gross.
We
And
had to get you know what we did? We got cat litter yesterday, and we poured it all over there. We cleaned it up, we put cat litter. It was weird.
that is awesome.
And then we picked it up, dumped it out, put a new pile of dirt, and then did it again. It was disgusting.
That is hilarious. So, what do you think about animals when they are scared or stressed? How often are they going to go to the bathroom?
A lot. It's like Logan.
So, they're going to go more frequently. So, stress equals more frequent.
Yeah, my dog would.
All right, let's talk about shelter seeking. Why is an animal going to seek shelter?
So they feel safe and protected.
Like on social.
Safe, protection. What are they seeking protection from?
Weather.
Typically weather.
They would do that. No, they wouldn't. No, yeah.
They might.
No, that's not under shelter.
They very well might actually seek shelter to get away from the
Yeah,
predator.
but if they like get cornered.
Then they're screwed.
Then they're in trouble.
But because their cattle is they're so much bigger.
So, Abby, what did we say about pigs when it gets hot? Where do they go?
Mud.
Mud. So they may not necessarily seek shelter, but they're going to seek somewhere cool and wet for pigs.
There's no water. Like we would spray them down hoses every morning and night. They just
Yeah, they
feel
love
shade.
they love to be cool. They're animals that overheat really easily. You know why that is? They don't sweat.
They stress so
Pigs
much.
do not have sweat glands, so they have no way of cooling themselves down. As it were, think about when you're working hard, you're out in the elements working really, really hard. Or you're running track, you're out in the midday heat playing baseball, and it's 90 degrees out. What are you doing? You're sweating. Your body is naturally trying to cool itself down with that sweat. Pigs don't have that ability. Pigs actually do not possess sweat glands. That's why when people say you sweat like a pig,
It makes
they're
no
completely
sense.
wrong. It's really irritating. It's like,
Or
pigs
it
don't
could
sweat.
be a compliment.
It could be a compliment. I mean, you
They're
could
not
say
like
that. As a
sweating.
compliment. But if they said you stink like a pig,
Okay,
then maybe they'd be a little bit more correct. So, ingestive behaviors. Or investigative, oh my gosh, not ingestive, investigative. Think about a dog, your dog for example, Hunter. When you're out hunting, or you're training them to hunt, what are they doing? They're sniffing. So they smell things. That's one of their behaviors, to try and figure out what's happening, right? What's going on. They're looking for that bird. They're using their head. They would be what?
Hearing.
Hearing. They listen. So this is where a lot of the, my goodness,
Oh gosh, that was bad.
that was really bad. So this is where your senses are going to come into play, right?
Eyesight for like birds, like predatory birds.
Eyesight, so vision. So I'm just going to put down senses. So they're utilizing their 5 senses to understand that, right? So if an animal is curious but decides they don't, that it's something that is frightful, what are they going to do?
Run.
They're gonna run. That flight
Flight or
mechanism,
right.
that flight
Fight.
mechanism typically comes into play, or the fight mechanism does as well. So think about animals that do tend to become aggressive and are going to fight because their investigative behavior turned up something that's not so
My
good.
dog.
Yeah, our dogs are stupid.
So the allomimetic, that's a tongue twister. Can't say it. Behavior. What did we say that was?
I remember that, the next one, but not this one.
So we said something about if Hunter was to go jump off a bridge, would you?
Oh, yeah.
I would probably drag you.
Copying?
If I had to drop
Yeah, if
one
I'm
off
going
the
down,
bridge.
you're going down.
You're dragging. No. So copying.
Or you're gonna save me.
No.
So I want you to think of some examples of where animals copy one another.
My dog, one dog, runs off, the other follows.
Yeah, they have to follow that.
That's a really great example. When one dog starts to chase something or runs off, another one's going to follow. Like my dogs the other day when a turkey came into the yard. Took off after the turkey. And they're trying to get this turkey that's 10 feet in the air. It was hilarious because my dogs are like that.
Your dogs are stupid.
I'm not
You
stupid.
don't even know my dogs.
They are little
That is weird. I
poodles.
saw it.
Okay,
Yes.
well, let's finish up this last one and then we'll have lunch. Maladaptive behavior. What was it? You remember?
Non-adaptive.
Uh,
Or not adaptive.
Not adaptive. No, just let it go. Voicemail. Not adaptive. So they're not falling into normal behavior. They're showing abnormal behavior.
So abnormal. There you go.
Oh, no, that was right. Abnormal behavior.
I wrote that beautifully, not really.
What are some abnormal behaviors that you can think of for any animal?
Not eating.
Not eating.
They're sick.
If they're
No,
sick,
yeah, like
they'll show
lunch.
maladaptive behaviors.
Yeah.
Just start seeing like bones.
That's just stress.
Fine.
Start seeing a lot of different.
Cows are having their birds.
When cows leave a herd,
Yes.
absolutely. Which that can show different signs of either being sick
Yeah.
or calving.
Would they
They're
get
ready
them
to
out, or would the cow just naturally just go
The
away?
cow naturally just goes away from the herd.
So it doesn't get all the others.
Yep, they have these wonderful instincts that
Like, I'm gonna die.
we have actually, in some aspects, bred out of animals, which is so unfortunate. But, all right. With that, we're gonna go ahead and we will finish this up tomorrow. I have a little game for you guys to play tomorrow
Where do you want
to finish this. If I want you to hold on to them, but if you want to, go ahead and put them in your box, and we will deal with them tomorrow. So,
Oh, there's stuff on our box.
all right, that's fine. So go ahead and you guys can head to lunch.
saw it yesterday.
You saw a ghost yesterday.
Yeah.
Where did you see a ghost?
We